For decades, Willie Nelson carried a secret that haunted him every day. When Kris Kristofferson died, Willie finally revealed the truth. Kris wasn't just a friend. He was the reason Willie survived his darkest times. But Willie waited until after Kris passed to say it, and he hated himself for keeping it hidden. Willie was born in 1933 in tiny Abbott, Texas during the Great Depression. His mother left when he was 6 months old and his father soon after, leaving him and his sister to be raised by their grandparents. Life was harsh. Winters were so cold they glued newspapers to the walls, and by age 7, Willie picked cotton to help buy food. He nearly died of pneumonia that year, but survived with a toughness that shaped him. At 6, his grandfather gave him a cheap guitar. By 7, Willie was writing songs, and by 10, he played in local bars, earning more than many adults. His grandmother was deeply religious and forbade dancing, but Willie secretly listened to outlaw music on the radio. Ironically, years later, he saved her church from closing. When Willie was 6, his grandfather died, a devastating loss that fueled his independent, rebellious spirit. At 17, Willie joined the Air Force but was discharged after a back injury. With no money and no plan, he turned to music. In 1956, he became a radio DJ in Washington, recorded his first single, and sold 3,000 copies himself after major labels passed on him. But despite some success, money was tight, and after setbacks, he returned to Texas. Back in Texas, Willie sold Bibles and vacuum cleaners just to feed his family. He even worked as a sales manager for Encyclopedia Americana. Life was tough, but all that pain later fueled his songs. In Fort Worth, he played wild honky-tonk bars, loud, violent places where fights broke out nightly. To survive, Willie hired Paul English, a drummer with a devilish goatee and a gun habit, to watch his back. Together, they made sure no one messed with them. Willie got into fights defending his music from drunk strangers. Those rough nights taught him how to control a crowd and survive the cutthroat music business. In 1959, broke and facing eviction, Willie sold his songs Family Bible and Nightlife for little money, learning the hard lesson to own his songs. By 1960, he moved to Nashville, nearly 30 and broke, even sleeping in his car. A friend saved him one snowy night, and soon Harlan Howard got him a $50 a week job at Pamper Music. In 1961, Willie wrote Crazy for Patsy Cline, her biggest hit, but earned almost nothing. His 1962 debut album, And Then I Wrote, had hits, but people liked the songs, not his singing. Liberty Records gave him a hit with Touch Me, but dropped him when he demanded control. In 1963, Willie joined Ray Price's band as a bassist, learned the stage, but his heavy drinking led to a near-fatal crash. Recovery took years. In 1979, he surprised everyone by ad-libbing lines while high in The Electric Horseman, showing his wild charm. After RCA dropped him in 1972, Willie returned to Texas and embraced Austin's outlaw country scene. In 1973, he wrote Shotgun Willie on a sanitary pad box. Though it barely charted nationally, it sparked the outlaw movement. In 1975, with $4,000 and Full Control, he recorded Red-Headed Stranger. The label hated it, but it went multi-platinum. His Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain cover was his first #1 hit and earned him a Grammy. In 1976, he teamed with Waylon Jennings for Wanted. The Outlaws, the first country album to sell 1 million copies and reach the pop top 10, shocking the music world. In 1977, Willie's outlaw image hit a snag when he was arrested for marijuana in the Bahamas and banned from the country. In 1981, a collapsed lung from heavy smoking forced him to cancel 18 shows. He quit tobacco but kept using marijuana, later switching to vaporizers. In 1984, after jamming with Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, and Kris Kristofferson, they formed The Highwaymen. Their 1985 album went platinum and survived a lawsuit over their name. In 1990, Willie faced a $32 million IRS tax debt. His ranch and belongings were seized, but friends helped him recover them. To pay back the IRS, he released the IRS tapes, Who Will Buy My Memories, a raw album that made history. In 1994, Willie was arrested again for marijuana possession, but became a vocal advocate for reform. Personal tragedy struck in 1991 when his son Billy died by suicide, amid Willie's IRS struggles and a fractured family life. He divorced his third wife and married Annie D'Angelo, who helped him quit drinking and smoking. Despite controversy, Willie never stopped making music. In 1998, he released Teatro, a haunting, raw album recorded in a theater, showing his fearless spirit. In 2008, at 75, he shocked fans by collaborating with rapper Snoop Dogg, proving he refused to be boxed in. In 2015, Willie received the Gershwin Prize at 82, just weeks after undergoing experimental stem cell surgery to heal his lungs. Despite a tough recovery, he returned to the stage quickly, defying age and illness. By 2020, Willie had 52 Grammy nominations and won his 10th Grammy, showing he kept evolving from country to jazz, pop, and rap. Married to Annie, who saved him from self-destruction, Willie turned to cannabis and found new energy. Their sons, Lucas and Micah, now tour with him, carrying on his legacy. In 2022, at 89, Willie caught COVID-19. Annie turned their ranch into an emergency hospital, and though it affected his mental health, Willie was back on stage just 3 weeks later. At 91 in 2024, he canceled shows due to emphysema flare-ups, but quickly recovered, saying, "I'm 91 plus, I don't hurt anywhere, I don't feel bad, I'm not worried about dying." Willie met Kris Kristofferson in the 1960s, a Rhodes Scholar and songwriter who inspired him to be different. Willie's 1971 hit, Me and Bobby McGee, was a landmark for outlaw country. They co-starred in Songwriter, 1984, and launched Farm Aid to support family farmers. Despite political differences, their friendship stayed strong. Kris's memory failed from Lyme disease, diagnosed in 2016 after years of misdiagnosis. Willie stayed by his side through it all. When Kris died in 2024, Willie honored him with a heartfelt performance and called him the greatest songwriter alive, regretting not saying it sooner. He admitted, "I hated to lose him." A few simple words, carrying the weight of profound grief. Willie had already lost 2 other highwaymen, Waylon Jennings in 2002 and Johnny Cash in 2003, and now he was the last one standing. The supergroup that dominated country music for a decade was gone, and Willie's sorrow ran deep. It wasn't just losing a friend, it was the burden of being the last survivor. Later that year, Willie revealed something he'd never shared before. Kris's songs had saved his career in his darkest times. Sunday Morning Coming Down, which won a Grammy after Johnny Cash recorded it, pulled him out of despair more than once. Songs like Me and Bobby McGee, The Good Times, and Help Me Make It Through the Night were his lifeline. Kristofferson's music didn't just inspire Willie, it saved him. It brought country music out of its darkest days and gave him a reason to keep going. Please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share our videos.